Hey, what's going on? This is Ervico Coins, and this is my first video on this channel. So, pretty much what I'm going to show you is all the coins that I've collected and put into my new folders. I've got folders ranging from Lincoln cents to these dates: Jefferson nickels, Merck and Roosevelt dimes, and some Washington quarters. I do have another folder for Washington quarters, which is right here, but alas, I don't have any quarters to show, so I can't really do anything with this folder at the moment, sadly. But I'm sure I'll find some eventually. So I'm going to be going through each and every one of these folders in the same video. I'm going to be starting off with the cents first, going from newest to oldest. This order is going to be newest to oldest order is going to be on every one of these categories, as you can tell. I'm going to start with these and work my way up to the Washington quarters. And with that said, I'm just going to sort all these out. And we'll take from the pile. I have 11 folders, technically 10, but you know, the 11th folder is this one, and I don't have anything in it. Anyways, let's get started. Starting off with some Lincoln cents from 2014. Let me just get up my chair real quick. Alright. There we go. And starting off, this is pretty much the only page you're going to need to see. We have the shield. It's the reverse of the new 2010 shield. I really should have a lot more coins than this, in all honesty, and I know a lot of you might call me disappointing and whatnot, but it's whatever. Here's a 2015 Philadelphia, a 2016 Philadelphia, a 2017 Philadelphia with the mint mark, and a 2019. I really hope one day I might be able to get that West Point, whether I buy the actual mint set or find it in circulation somehow. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's pretty much that folder, and there's a lot more little slots for areas to come. Okay, I can get this page open. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to open it. But there is a third page of coins. So yeah, there's that out of the way. Let's move on to the next one, which is probably my heftiest folder. There is, I want to say, 14 coins in this. I know it's not a lot, but to me that's pretty nice. It's the most I can really show off at a time. So this is from 1975 to 2013. That was my phone, sorry about that. Here's the Lincoln Memorial reverse. And I actually have a complete set of 1976. I have 1976 Philadelphia and Denver. Pretty cool. Going all the way up to 1982, I have one of the 7 variations. I have a 1982 zinc small date in decent condition. I think it looks really nice. Moving on, I've got a 1986 Philadelphia, pretty decent condition as well. And let's turn the page. It's hard to do this with one hand. A 1988 Philadelphia, and 1994 out of Denver, a 1997 out of Philly, a 1999 out of Philly, and turn of millennium, a 2000 out of Philly. Pretty proud that I found a Philly instead of Denver, because, you know, this is more rare than the Denver. It's kind of nice. And moving on, I have 3 out of the 4 2009 Lincoln's Life variations. I don't have any Denver. These are all 3 of these are Philadelphia. Here's the birth and early childhood at Kentucky. A lot of these are kind of the only ones I have, so you might see some that are in pretty bad condition, like you can see the corrosion. Sorry, my camera doesn't like to focus. Here is the, I believe it's called the Formative Years in India. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have the Professional Life in Illinois, but I do have the rarest of the bunch, the Presidency in Washington, and this depicts the construction of the U.S. Capitol building. And last but not least, I have a 2013 Philadelphia. I had to write down the approximate number of mintages myself. So I did my research and looked that up. Anyways, let's move on. This is my oldest of the bunch. Here's 1941 to 1974. And let's move on. Sorry to disappoint you, I have absolutely nothing here because I cannot find crap. But here is a reverse of a wheat penny. Pretty cool. It's one of my favorite designs, to be honest. I love the wheat penny. Here we go. Here is a 1956 out of Philly. I have a lot more Phillies than I do Denvers, which is kind of nice, to be honest, because they're harder to find. Here's a last year, 1958 Denver. Pretty common find. I see a lot of videos where Rob Finds Treasure actually pulls these out. Shoutouts to Rob Finds Treasure. He's really cool, and he's the one who actually he's the one who inspired me to start making videos. Here is the new Lincoln Memorial reverse. This is 1959 now, when they introduced this, making this a 60-year-old design. And starting off with a first year, I have a 1959 out of Philly. And then we move on to a 1960 out of Denver. And then a 1961 out of Philly. And moving on to the next page. This is pretty bad condition, I know. I wanted to put it in there just so I have something to put in there. But here's a 1962 Denver. And here's a 1974 out of Philadelphia. And this is probably my highlight of the folder. A 1974 San Francisco. I was really happy when I found out that I had this. I didn't have many pennies to begin with, as you can probably already tell by counting up how many total pennies I actually put in here. But yeah, this is my rarest penny so far in this folder. This page is in the way. Only 409 million minted as opposed to everything else, which actually has a lot more higher mintage dates. But a 1942 out of Denver, or a 1942 S, is probably a better key date. So there's that. Those are all my Lincoln pennies. Let's move on to the newer Jefferson nickels, starting from 1996 up till now. So let's turn the page. Here is the Monticello reverse. Pretty good coin. I love looking at that. Super shiny. And I don't have much of these, but I do have a 2003 out of Denver and a 2004 Peace Medal or Louisiana Purchase Deal from Philadelphia. Pretty cool. And I have a 2005 Denver American Bison coin. Now, fun fact, I have about 4 of these. I'm not joking. I have 4 Bison coins total. I can show you right now that I've got more. These are all the same mintage. These are all Denvers, and they're all Bisons. Pretty cool. I thought it was pretty funny. I wanted to show you guys. Now, moving on. Here's my next page. There's a 2016 out of Philly and a 2018 out of Philly. Pretty cool. So it's Jefferson Nichols. Let's move on to 1962, 1995. Here's the only coin in this page, which sadly is just the reverse. It's pretty old, I know, but I couldn't find any more nickels that I could really spare to put in there. So I used an older one that was a duplicate of another coin that I already have in this folder. Here's the middle page. Here is a 1976 Philly. Here is a 1981 out of Philly with the mint mark. And a 1983 Philly with mint mark, of course. Sorry for all these creases. I'm sure a lot of OCD people are going to worry about that. Trust me, I hate it too. It's just, it bends like that when you're actually trying to get the coin into the slot. So, yeah, kind of sucks. I don't have anything back here, so I sadly can't really show you much. But yeah, there's those. Thought it would be pretty cool. And here is 1938 to 1961. Nothing on this page. I don't even have a reverse. Couldn't find another nickel to duplicate and spare for the reverse. Nothing on this page either. I know, I'm probably boring you at this point. You can yell at me in the comments all you want, assuming anyone's actually going to comment on this. But here are my two nickels. Here's a 1960 out of Denver. And here is probably one of my favorite nickels I've ever found. This is a 1961 Philly. And by God, it is such a good condition for a 1961. A lot of the toning is still present, and the back even had the steps still there on the Monticello. I would take it out and show you, but it's pretty hard to do this while filming. So, there's that. Moving on to the dimes. Here's 1965 to 1999. I'm supposed to have another one coming. I'll show you that later. But here's the reverse of the Roosevelt. Pretty good condition. And right next to it, I have a 1965 out of Philly. Or wait, that's right. They actually didn't have mint marks then, so I can't really say where this is from. But moving all the way to the next page. Here is a 1978 out of Denver. And here is a 1985 out of Philly. It's a little beat up, I can see that. Here is a 1987 out of Denver. And I'm pretty sure I have another coin back here. I do. Here's another West Point. Here is a 1995 Philadelphia. A lot of these I know are in very strange condition, especially for how recent they are. Like this one has these weird little lines on them. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but they have lines on it. And I know a lot of people are going to be yelling at me like, why are you putting these in your new coin folder, man? You should put it on the best ones. I'm like, this is the best one I've got, and I will replace them. I will do my best to get even better condition and replace it as well. But yeah, here's a 1997 out of Philly. And that's the last of them. And now, you're going to be disappointed with me, but I only have one single Mercury dime, and it's the most common of the bunch, so don't even need to worry about all that. There's nothing there, except for the lonely Mercury dime I have. And this coin is the coin that got me really interested in coin roll hunting, or just trying to find coins in general. And that and Rob Finds Treasure. So this is the one that I found in my piggy bank. A 1941 Philadelphia, the most common Merc dime you will ever find. So it's whatever. It's still a Merc dime. I really enjoy looking at it. And last but not least, let's move on to the quarters, 1988 to 1998. Here we go. Here's the reverse. And this is a 1989 out of Philly, 512 million. Here's a 1990 out of Philly. Here is a twin set. Here's a 1994 Philadelphia and a 1994 Denver. The Philadelphia looks way better. And the only coin in this is the last year, a 1998 Philadelphia. There's nothing else beyond this, so I can just close this. I don't have a state quarter folder yet, and I'm probably going to get one soon. But this is the last folder of the day. Here's a 1965 to 1987. Here's another reverse. And here is a 1965. Now, don't get me wrong, I like these, but it just hurts me in the soul when I find a 1965 just to think I am 1 year to closer to finding silver. But alas, I haven't. Here is a 1971 out of Denver, as you can see. And moving on. Here is a very strange coin I found. I know you're probably looking at me like, why did you save this? Because, like I said, it's the only 1980 I could find in my very small collection of coins. It's a 1980 Philadelphia with blue paint on it. Yeah, I know. It hurts me in the soul. And last but not least, a 1987 twin set. A 1987 Philadelphia and a 1987 Denver. And just to show that is a Philadelphia. And that is a Denver. So, yeah, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It probably is a little bit longer than even I wanted it to be. But with that said, those are all my folders. I really enjoy getting these. I'm so glad I got them. I think they're really nice to collect, and it just feels satisfying to just watch these slowly fill up. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing and liking the video maybe, and tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and peace.